right, welcome, Power Morphicon Online. I am super excited to share this with you. Super excited to be joined by this amazing cast right here. The cast of Power Rangers, S P D, and Mystic Force. Hold on, I gotta give you a little of this. You know, since we're not in a little panel room, you guys can't, share this experience with your fans, but want to give you a little taste of that here at Power Morphicon Online. I am joined, we're going to go down the list, Matt Austin, who played Bridge on Power Rangers S P D. We got Aly Armstrong, who played Sid. Doggie Cruger himself, John Tui. And last but not least, Leanbow, played by Chris Graham. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, thank you so much for spending time, taking time to, interact with your fans and share this Power Ranger love with each other.
Cool.
Having us.
We're all in different time zones, huh? No, what's going on?
I'm West Coast. Are you West Coast too, Jezzer?
Yeah, California.
Yeah.
Matt, where are you?
I'm in Toronto.
Thanks.
Wow.
Late for you then. 10.
Yeah.
At night.
Well, thank you, man.
It's 2 p.m. here in New Zealand in Aotearoa.
Nice. Chris, where are you from?
I'm next door to John, actually. He's in the other room.
Okay.
No. I'm in Aotearoa. I'm in Auckland. Yeah, same city.
Nice.
But this is the only time we actually get together, so it's nice to get to. We just had a rehearsal.
When was the last time all of you were actually together in a room or within the same building?
Well, Matt and I Power Morphicon a couple years ago. I haven't seen John since I left New Zealand in 2004.
Yeah. I'm assuming Chris and John was Mystic Force time?
That's right. So this is Matt and Aly. This is our first time together.
That is true.
Yeah.
Virtually.
Well, first off, my first question's for Aly. I know this is one of your earliest roles you've had. Was there anything that you learned from this experience that you took going forward in your acting or your future endeavors?
Yeah, well, I did a lot of work before Power Rangers. And then I didn't do a ton of work after Power Rangers because I stepped out of the industry. But honestly, it was just a cool life experience. I think living in New Zealand and having that opportunity to see that beautiful country and be away from my family and out of my comfort zone honestly taught me the most.
Nice.
And I didn't realize when we were filming Power Rangers how freaking cool it was, but I have come to learn and appreciate, and I just feel so grateful that I'm a part of this community, and I mean that. It was just such a cool experience, and I wish that I soaked it in a little bit more, like during the hiatuses that we had, the rest of the cast would go and skydive and do crazy stuff, and I always flew home to see my family, and I wish that I didn't do that. I wish I soaked up that time a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it happens, how it usually goes. Now, Matt, you've jumped from, being on the screen to doing a lot of work behind the scenes, as a director. Were there any skills that you learned from being on the show that really helped you transition into that new role?
No, I knew everything already.
Oh,
by the time I get to Power Rangers, I knew everything. I should have been directing and writing the episodes myself. No, it was the crew in New Zealand was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The second unit might as well have been making their own show. Sometimes the second unit is like, especially in action type stuff, whether it's a film or a TV show, it's pickup shots and it's hands and it's explosions and it's running. But no, we did full cast shoots with them, and the content that we did, because we had to film so many shots, was always so in an intense. And they always banged out just so many shots. And I think it just taught me just a whole lot about collaboration. Nice. and to really just let everybody do their goddamn job and do it really well. And everyone in every department does know better than anyone else in every other department. Sometimes you get people, because everyone is in different positions and things, as you blow out throughout the ranks of whatever crew or cast or whatever, you know, people feel entitled to their knowledge or their ideas. And I felt like everybody that I worked with on Power Rangers just really showed me how to make something when everyone has a voice.
Nice. Nice. Now, Chris, I personally loved your storyline on Mystic Force. I know you didn't get to spend a lot of time with the rest of this cast here for S P D, but I love your storyline only because the arc was really cool, and it kind of gave me a little bit of a Luke and Darth Vader vibe, you know, with the reveal at the end. Going into this, did you know about your arc, and did they give you any hints that this is where the direction to be going for the show?
No, so here's the thing, and it'll probably changes from context to context. Sometimes, like, and John will probably, you know, hopefully he'll back me up on this, but you know, you go into an audition, you get the gig, you rock up, you don't really see what it looks like apart from the first 3 pages, and then you know, 3 days, maybe 5 days before the gig, you get a full script. And it might happen different. It probably does happen different for Matt and Aly, simply because they've got so much further to travel. So we don't really get a sense of it. And then once you get there and you kind of have a look around the place and you see who else is there and things like that, then you kind of go, I get who I am and where I'm going with this. You know, they say, oh yeah, you're playing Leanbow, and they give you a sense. But like Matt was saying, it's a fast moving machine, and it really is a machine. So I guess when you arrive in it, you kind of just have to hit the ground running, and then kind of try and, you know, like do the things that you do. You bring your skills, your gifts, and all that sort of stuff, and you try and just pretty much do as you're told, and you're learning on the spot. So it's, you know, it's a fantastic experience, and you're meeting and you're working with really, you know, awesome people, talented people. You know, no one's a slouch. Everyone's got the goods. So you know, you're kind of just soaking it up, and it's a bit of a kind of, it could be a bit of an adrenaline rush a little bit. And you know, I can imagine, you know, for Aly being a long way from home, that can be a bit of a challenge. And you know, in hindsight, you always you kind of go, oh, you know, if I had that time again, blah blah blah. But in the time, you know, when you're there, you're kind of just going, this is fun, but I miss home. But this is fun, but I miss home. And then it's not till you get away and have some distance, you go, man, that was some cool stuff. Going back to your question about the arc, no, I didn't really get a sense of it until probably about you know, and I'm so grateful that I had one, because sometimes you just get in there and you kind of do a couple of, maybe a day or 2 days, one episode, and that's it, you're dead. And but in this case, I get to you know, have a relationship, and the more I, you know, looked around the room, you know, the more fortunate and more grateful I became, because, you know, like I said, I was working with some really cool people, and I'd kind of just, you know, I kind of just did the best that I could with what I got given, and the more I got given, I kind of just rose to that. And I hope that answers the question.
It did. Thank you. Now, John, I'm a huge fan. Your work in you know, Hobbs and Shaw and Star Wars. Now, you know, doing all these, like, you know, press junkets and movie premieres, was there ever a time where Power Rangers came up?
Oh, all the time. My biggest, it was my first. I graduated from drama school in 2003 up in Auckland, and I was on a construction site for a year, auditioning and just getting commercials, booking commercials. And every actor that leaves drama school has big dreams to, you know, hopefully make it, not just in Hollywood, but just, you know, just to work pretty much on anything. And then I got booked Power Rangers, and it's not shown here in New Zealand. It came through in the 90s, and then it got cut, and then WWF took over, which is ironic because they were saying it's too violent. But you know, they'd have wrestling on. And then got Power Rangers in 2004, and it wasn't surreal for me. And I mean, I speak for me, and maybe Chris would relate, but it was just doing, you know what I mean, Chris, like doing this massive American show in little old New Zealand, And it was
Yeah.
only until we get into the car park, park our car, and then go in and see these sets, and we're like, holy shit, excuse me, we're doing this is Power Rangers. And then
Yeah.
we weren't bred into it like Australia and the States and Japan and a lot of the world. You know, it was, we never had Nickelodeon, we didn't have cable, and then we were doing this, and the biggest show here was Shortland Street. But yeah, going back, and I space jump a lot, so you got to direct me with your questioning. I went to Hobbs and Shaw premiere to promote the movie, and when I was there and I was walking down signing autographs, it was the Power Ranger fans.
Oh my God.
There were Power Ranger fans in there with pictures of my dog character and my Mystic Force character. That blew my mind. So for all the franchises I've been part of, Power Rangers has been the most prevalent throughout my career. They show up at all the premieres, man. Like I would have dinner with some of these actors in Hollywood, and I'll come out and they're there.
Yeah.
And I feel a loyalty to them, because after Power Rangers, I started just doing other TV series and was grateful enough to do other movies. But yeah, Power Rangers, all my fans, my biggest fan base is Power Rangers. And I never nurtured it. That's why when I went to Orlando 2 years ago, and I was telling Chris that, like, it really opened up my eyes to how loyal they are. They're loyal, man. Like I was part of Hobbit, so I went to I've been to a few comms for all the other franchises I've been part of. But man, like, Power Ranger fans stick with you all the way. And just touching on Chris, it was just like, Chris and I came into the Mystic Force season halfway through, so we had to hit the ground running. There was already a culture set there, and so I think my experience and my training played into that, because I looked at the 5 leads, and the year before I'd worked with Aly and Matt on S P D, and I wasn't even seen. I was in a massive costume, but yeah. Teamwork, man, makes the dream work. You can't go in there with any ego. You got to go in there and see how you fit in, because I've worked with some divas before, and Mystic Force was amazing. The energy that these Rangers had, and then having Chris there and seeing a local actor who I've seen coming up as a younger actor back in the days, really solidified a lot for me, that we were shooting in New Zealand and this huge American, and then we had to work on our accents, and then our relationship. His character arc for me was massive, because it was the biggest reveal. It was the biggest reveal, and then after that we found out that Nick was it was a real family orientated one. The S P D series I really liked, because every Ranger had their own story in the way that they shot that. Every Ranger had to go through some turbulent revelation of their lives, and then they had to come together. It was but one thing I've seen, because we met the Rangers previous to S P D, and then I got to see 3 sets of Rangers go through, and there's there's a regurgitation of the same energy. Like the Red Ranger had to go through some sort of test to become. He was the what do you call it? The reluctant leader, and then him and Blue. Like, I saw that the storyline similar, and I saw the energy similar. That's why I think the Power Ranger fan base touches globally, because it teaches you to fight the bully, to embrace our differences and our diversity. The Power Rangers done that before any other show, I feel.
Now this one's for all of you. Going into the audition process, did you guys audition for a role that you weren't cast in? Like for example, Matt, did you originally audition to be the Red Ranger in any sense?
Yeah, I was curious.
I originally auditioned for Sky.
Okay.
Oh.
and it was just like it, but I found out later that the audition scenes were not pulled from the story. They weren't pulled from the season of S P D. It was just kind of like a bit of the characters, and I think the powers were all different. And I don't even know if it was his name was Sky. He was the auditioning for the Blue Ranger, and he stretched like Mr. Fantastic or something like that. It was only on the callback that I got that it was Bridge, and scene between him and Commander Cruger, but they didn't tell me Commander Cruger was like an alien dog chief of police leader. It was just like they said, like, imagine you're like getting called in and getting in trouble by your like commander, and you're at war.
Yeah.
And the scene was him questioning why I made some sort of certain tactical move, and it was just like 3 pages of a run-on sentence, and somehow I made it feel like it was like different thoughts and everyone else sucked. I don't know.
Yes. Aly, did you originally audition for Sid?
Yes. What other color would I be? Let's be honest.
Nice. Now, there are some memorable moments you guys obviously have shared with fans and how excited they are. How excited are you guys looking forward to physical conventions and interacting with them, you know, in a different way than we've been doing during this COVID times?
I'm excited to get back at it. I mean, I don't go to a ton of conventions, but I thoroughly enjoy myself when I, you know, get to go. And I really, just the last few years, have just really learned to appreciate this community. And I feel like it's, you know, it's part of my job to be there and to meet these fans because they've supported me all these years. And I'm excited. I can't wait. What Power Morphicon next year, I think, is in person.
Yeah, I think next year in Pasadena. Yeah. So hopefully it goes through.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, during your interaction with fans, obviously answering questions and throughout these years, have you ever been stumped by anything they asked, and what's your runaround? You know, if you don't actually know the answer.
Good question.
I just say, John, what are your thoughts on that?
on that? Are you sure?
No,
you sure you want me to get? You sure you want me to come in here?
No, yeah. You know, like, I mean, the thing is, it's like, you know, I'll speak for John as well. Like, both of us come from cultures of, we're all orators. We know how to talk. You know, like, you give us like a little bit of something, and we can talk for an hour about it. And so, yeah, like these sorts of conventions, they've been great. I mean, it's been a huge eye opener, and like, credit to John, because like I didn't know what was going on. I have to tell you that, going back to what you were saying, John, about loyalty and fans, I was in this really little town in Aotearoa, New Zealand, Whangarei. There might have been like 20 people at home. No, it was really tiny. Anyway, we were doing a gig there, and one guy came up to me and he said, "Oh, you're Leanbow." And I said,
"Wow."
I said, "You're Leanbow." And I'd never told that many people about the show because it doesn't really play here. And, you know, it's like John was saying, it's a gig. You just get on, you just do the job and you carry on. No one actually sees it. But anyway, this guy came up to me, and this was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years later. And then I said, "Oh, yeah, I am." And he goes, "Yeah, because me and my brothers, we just love that show." And he said, "My brothers were over there." And I looked over, and there was like a bunch of people, and they're all whispering and talking and pointing. And I'm going, "Oh my God." And so we just started having this jam. And then, so, you know, fast forward to last year, I spoke to John. John said, because I said, Brandon's asked us to do a little gig and talk to be on a panel. I asked John about it, and he said, "Oh man, you just got to come." And because he talked about his time in Orlando, I was like, oh, and of course COVID had hit, and I was like, oh, I just want to go and hang out, and talk to these people.
I feel if New Zealand had played Mystic, like some of these Ranger things, I think our careers would have taken a different plunge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that it was like, it's important to have us locally supported and like power, like, yeah, man. And you know, Chris's experience going in Whangarei, it's a small town. So for someone to, and back in the day, it was like someone got a VHS tape from the States. It wasn't like accessible like on the internet now.
Yeah. They had to wait for the stuff to come in, you know,
that circulates through the hood.
Yeah. So you know, like and it's really good to have, you know, like not too curly questions, but got good questions, because then it kind of gives you an opportunity to step back and start to you know, kind of reveal a little bit more about ourselves and about, you know, our experiences and the experiences that we bring to these gigs, the stuff that we learn. So it's, you know, like, you really appreciate it because you get a sense that the fans aren't, they're kind of multi-dimensional. They want to know a lot of stuff. They actually want to know the richness of it. So yeah, I really relish those opportunities. Yeah.
Nice. Now, Aly, your character, Sid, is probably one of my favorite Pink Rangers. How did it feel to portray a Ranger, a Pink Ranger, in particular, and seeing tons of girls wearing your costumes and doing the morphs and wanting to be like you, especially during that time when it was airing?
Honestly, I mean, there are no words. It's the coolest experience. And I love the fact that even though Sid was so girly, she was really strong, really fierce, really independent. I don't have a daughter, I have boys, but I feel like that, all of the things that Sid possessed, I think it's an important lesson for young girls and women that, women can be leaders and be independent and be fearless and, I think, but still have fun and be playful. So when I meet, girls and women and they really admire Sid, it makes me feel great that I was part of such a cool series, and I feel honored that I got to play this character. And I really relate to Sid in a lot of ways. I mean, I think she's a little bit more aloof than perhaps I am in real life, but I really personally related to Sid, the character too. So.
Now, Matt, you had the opportunity to reprise your role as Bridge on Operation Overdrive. Was the plan always for you to come back as SPD Red, or was there another? Was that a choice?
No, no, not at all. The plan was to bring back the much more popular Hollywood star Brandon J. McLaren, but he is. I was like, no. What really happened was. Brandon called me and he's just like, they've been asking if I can do a reunion episode, but like, I don't think I can do it. I'm shooting another show. And I was just like, perfect. and then I was talking to them and I was just like, how are you gonna, like, you already have a green, because Richard from Mystic Force was that year's that season's representative, and then from S P D and then it was like Adam from the original Mighty Morphin, and so he, like, all the colors were taken except for red.
Okay.
and they were like, how are you going to explain this? I was like, we'll come up with something. It was great. And just talking about the show and its diversity and breaking boundaries, and I think doing a lot better of a job representing what's actually out there in the world and humanity, for a long time than a lot of other shows. Like, I've already been green and blue and red, and just to kind of get like Jason David Frank a little more upset with me, it would be great if I get brought back ever again, I'll play pink. Like, let me play all the colors.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this. Power Morphicon 2018, I had given you a shirt. It was a mock-up shirt of a Once a Ranger, but in the form of the Justice League. It had like all the Rangers on it in the form of the Justice League. Yeah, so that was great. Now,
thank you for doing that. Yeah, I know exactly that shirt, and it's become my daughter's night shirt.
Oh, nice. Glad it's getting some use. Yeah. Now, Power Rangers has been going on for almost 30 years now. There are some talks of maybe doing an animated series. Would any of you ever be interested in maybe lending your voices and maybe carrying on the storylines that you guys started, 15 years ago?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, but they got to pay for it. You got to pay.
John Cleese's not cheap.
Only if I get to do my own stunts.
You want to do your own stunts?
Yeah. Only if I get to do my own stunts. Yeah.
Nice.
We got to do a few sword fights and stuff anyway.
Yeah, we did.
That was a lot of fun. Now, I think 3 out of the 4 of you, and I think all 4 of you, and at some point had your figures released through Hasbro. I know, Chris, I know yours is coming because, you know, Korag and Leanbow is a, you know, huge fan favorite. But what were you guys' reactions to these figures coming out? And did you feel like the likeness was, you know, very appropriate, or like, did it look like you?
No. You know what?
At least
it was still
Aly and I got done dirty, I think.
yeah,
to be
you know what?
honest.
It was still really cool that Hasbro made my character and I have a figurine. Like, that's still freaking cool. But I was a little disappointed with all of the designers and whatever they have access to. I'm like, hello, like, this does not.
I understand, man.
Yeah,
Chris's is great.
Chris's does look good. Yeah.
Chris
you got yours,
Purrott
Chris?
Skies is great. No, it's Sky. Yeah.
It's in the mail, but no, I haven't got it yet. But yeah, it's. I've seen some stuff. It's. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, John, yours looks a little different for sure. A little bit.
Yeah, I
got a
don't
little
recognize that
strap
fella. The costume looks the same though.
Yeah.
And I've got when we did S P D, I've got the Doggie Cruger style. I've got Solaris Knight. I've got a couple of the Rangers, but yeah, I'm just proud to have them because I've got my own little shrine where I go in and pat myself on the back. When I feel
Nice.
down, I just go and lie in that shrine of all my all my toys and stuff. It's cool. And my kids, like when they were growing up, they didn't get it. There was just a toy for them. When I had my first Solaris Knight and Doggie Cruger, my sons chewed their ears off because they were like teething at the time. We've got twins.
Yeah.
And I still got it. And it's, for me, it just shows years of, you know, it's hard for my kids to kind of embrace. They get what I do now, but as a young father back then working on the Power Rangers, they did. But then it was like an adventure park when I brought them on set. It was just like, there's a set, there's free food, and then there's these massive costumes. So
Nice.
yeah.
Now, over at our channel, we do like to play a little game with our Ranger guests. Are you guys up for it?
Nice. Oh yeah.
It's not gonna be.
Is it questions about ourselves,
Yeah,
like the show? Because
Yeah, it's hard to answer questions about ourselves.
So we're gonna split you guys up into two. You know, Matt and Aly, you're gonna be part of the S P D crew, and you know, John and Chris, you're gonna be part of the Mystic Force crew. So if you know, it's hard to remember all these facts, but we'll see. You know, the fans like to see this. The fans like to see if you guys you know have kept up with your universe. Now, first off,
You know, the fans do this, right?
yeah,
They know line by line on
Line by
episodes
line.
and
Yeah.
scenes, man.
yeah,
Come on, dude, you're gonna catch me up. All right, carry on.
yeah. Like in the
I can
comments.
feel it already. I can feel I'm starting to sweat.
In the comments, they're always like, "Oh man, how come they don't know this? I could get this easy." It's like, yeah, there's a difference though. There's a difference. So for both teams, what fictional city did your series take place in?
Delta City, Delta Sky City, Sky Delta City, Delta City Squad, something like that. New Jack City.
In the forest, in the enchanted forest.
Hold on, let me see this.
Woodhill.
Woodhill. Thank you,
Woodhill.
Chris. My man.
For the Mystic Force crew, it was Briarwood.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's right.
And for S P D, it was New Tech City. I had to look that one up. That one went over my head.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Did you know that, Aly?
No.
Matt?
I don't
Now-
ever remember seeing like interior
Delta,
or
we just
exterior.
like a sign
Yeah.
or like a freeway entrance
Yeah.
that said New Tech City or something like that,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Now, for your guys' respective series, what was the name of your villain's henchman? So, for example, Mighty Morphin, their villain was the Putties. Do you guys remember the name of your guys' henchman?
Highbox.
There you go.
Nice,
there you go.
Like I was Korag. So
You're
Yeah,
Korag,
his
yeah.
first station, his first manifestation of Korag. And then who was the big one that Korag asked?
A little henchman. It was a hard one. It's called Hidlax. I don't know. It's a weird name. I guess, you know. Now, I think this one's more for Aly and Matt because I don't remember if Leanbow or Doggie Cruger had his name. But what was your character's last names?
Drew.
Okay,
Person.
nice. See, there you go. You got it. Wasn't that bad. Like I probably
Anubis,
put
Doggie Cruger.
Anubis, Doggie Cruger. Now,
Wait. John, what was your wife's name?
oh,
Yesenia.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember that speech when I was drilling you guys and I was talking about it, and it got emotional for me. So I tapped into the wide aura of my marriage and my wife. She was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The actors can use some of their personal lives to manifest some of these characters. Yeah.
Wow.
working with the directors and the producers, did they come to you and ask you if there's anything that they wanted to add to your characters to, you to give it a little bit of life? Any of you?
I remember wanting to have, there was a big bubble bath conversation with my character, because in the Japanese series, Sid always took bubble baths. It was like a thing, right? So, but I think Disney was like, yeah, no. But yeah.
Matt?
Bloody writers, eh?
I was very excited the first day we sat down for a table read of the script Sophie, and it was a two-parter. I don't know if you remember, and I was like, oh my gosh, Bridge is gonna get a girlfriend. This is gonna be amazing.
No.
And then the producers told me, no, it's more of like a mentor-mentee kind of thing. It's like an older bro kind of thing. I was like, I'll roll with that. That's cool. But secretly, Aly remembers, I cried a little bit. I'm just like, Bridge always gets the short end of the stick. But he likes it there, right?
You're great. Sorry, the sun is literally setting in my eyeballs.
Well, you guys,
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that eventually, maybe next year, we get to all do this again, at Power Morphicon in Pasadena, or maybe Ranger Stop, who knows? And celebrate your guys' Power Ranger time with your fans who really wish that they could be doing this year. Thank you guys so much.
Can't wait, and I want to see
Thank
you
you
in person, John and Matt, so badly.
yeah, I mean, Aly, if you could, I tend to only go to conventions that you're going to appear in, so I'll be there. John, I hope is there. I think we lost John tweet, he left without saying goodbye.
John.
Where did he
No
he's still there. He's oh no,
stupid New Zealand Wi-Fi.
Careful.
Wi-Fi, still dial up here.
Oh, really?
What is the telecom over there? I forget. Is it Sky Channel? Is that what it is?
It's changed its name. It's now called Spark.
Oh,
There's a couple of different providers, but Spark is the main one. Spark and Chorus. There
he is.
He's back.
Is he back?
Or at least he's frozen.
His essence is here.
Back.
Is he moving?
Well, Matt, let's make it happen next year.
I'm down.
Okay.
Chris, you gotta come down to Pasadena as well, man.
Well, I'd love to. It'll be fantastic. I mean, we've got some friends who live in the area, so it'll be great. I'd love to come over, spend some time, catch up with some people. Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. John, are you still there? Oh, there. Oh,
There's two of you.
Yeah, sorry, it says my phone's overheating, and I've got an S20, so I don't know how that works.
Is there anything
What
that
a
you guys
humble
would
brag.
Is there anything you guys would like to say to the fans that are going to be watching this? Any special message for Power Morphicon 2021?
Oh man, I'll go because my phone's going to shut down. Hopefully, I'll get to see you guys there and answer all your questions. And I hope to see these fine three actors and actresses with me as well. So hopefully next year I'll see you guys.
Love
And
that.
Chris, bloody good to see you. I've got your number.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I echo that. I am thankful for the community and just that we have such a loyal fan base. It honestly just keeps us going. So I can't wait to see everybody in person when that happens. And yeah.
Yeah, I'll leap in there. Yeah, just what everybody else has said. It is such a, an awesome community and such a broad community, and it would be a pleasure to come and spend some time with some people, hang out and catch up with some of these fine young people. And we're always, when we're over there, Matt, we're out of work, and if you're directing stuff, hey, we're we've got some time.
It's my dying goal to work with all the cast in some sort of capacity. So, but I might take that to the grave. I might take that to the grave. I don't know.
No, it's fine, but because I tell you what, it's really interesting. Like John was talking about his son. I don't know how much time we've got, and I might take it up, but and I'm sorry if I do.
No,
but my son's working on the current. I think they've just wrapped. He's working on the current one, and he's starting like John, kind of at the bottom in a suit.
Oh, cool.
And interesting, and another interesting fun fact is there's another Chris Graham who is directing.
Oh.
So there's Chris Graham's here. One of them's directing Power Rangers at the moment, and because I got a photo of the other Chris Graham, because we're mates, and he's got a photo of Danu, who's my son, and he's going, I've got two dads. So yeah, fun fact. All right. Anyway, love to see you all. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.